Hello, everyone. I welcome you to the episode 4 of our learning workshop, which is about building our resilience. In our session today, we will talk about the stress and its impact on being resilient. And we will learn this through the story of Amit. Friends, in this, I do not have a tool, but my intention for this session is to share with you a story that I had shared with Amit. This story was basically I created based on my neuroscience knowledge in order to explain Amit, who may not be a neuroscience student or for that matter a student of science, but a person, an ordinary person who do not understand the complexities of our brain and its mechanism. So my idea here, my intention here, when I was sharing the story with Amit was to make it in a language or in a way that makes him easier to understand how our brain is operating when we live under persistent stress. We worry a lot. We are filled with negative thoughts. And if this is the situation or state of mind we hold most of the time, how it can have a long-term consequence on our overall well-being, which includes our physical well-being and our mental health. So let's understand this, and this for that I would want to repeat the story that I had narrated to Amit. So in this story, I asked Amit, imagine you are in a jungle and you're chased by a wild animal. So what would you typically do if you find yourself being chased by a wild animal? His answer was quite obvious that he would try to protect and save himself. And I asked him then, do you really know how our brain save us? We know that when we see a wild animal, we just run for our life and just do whatever that we could in that given moment to get us into a safe place. We run from it, we freeze there, we collapse, we become unconscious, or we flee from there. So there are various typical reactions that our brain gives. However, in any of those reactions, whether we are freezing, becoming unconscious, whether we are running away from there, or whether we are trying to fight back the animal thinking we are some kind of a superhero for a moment, whatever the condition be, there are some mechanisms that happen inside our body. This session, I'll try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand these mechanisms because that's the key for you to know what will happen if we continue to let these mechanisms run when we are living under consistent stress and worries. So, going back to the story that I shared with Amit, when he would be chased by a wild animal, the first thing is his sensory organs will detect the wild animal. And obviously, when he'll try to bring him to a safe place, so he would run, find a spot where the animal cannot see him, or run as fast as he could. In doing so, the brain gets into immediate action. The amygdala, which is available in our deep limbic system of our brain, will prepare our body to protect ourselves under threat and danger conditions. Our heart will start to pump fast so that we get enough blood into our muscles so that we could run as fast as we could based on our capacity. And then we have our kidneys helping through the adrenal bloodstream. Similarly, our liver and our other organs also get into action, helping us find a place where it is more safe and our life is saved. One very interesting thing also our brain does when we are under stressful situations is the non-essential functions of our body are temporarily suppressed, which means our digestive system is it slows down and temporarily a bit shut down our sexual arousal, which is our reproductive systems, and our salivation or urination are also temporarily suppressed. This is only till the time we are out of the danger zone. Now, this is a way our brain tries to shut down other systems, preparing us to keep only those systems active so that our body has enough energy to move from that place to a more safe zone. Now, this was about when we are in a threatful situation to our life. Now imagine you're living in a situation where you are facing some kind of a mental issue, like it is a problem in your life, there's a challenge, hardship, you find yourself stuck in it and you're constantly worrying because despite you have tried to cope, you find that you're back to square one. While you do not have a solution, what you also do not know is that while you are worrying or ruminating or constantly thinking those negative thoughts which are coming automatically in your head, basically your brain is actually repeating all these functions once again, because the brain is not really able to identify that there is a tiger standing outside or there is a stress tiger in your head. The brain only knows specifically your amygdala, which is located deep inside your brain limbic system, that there is something wrong. And when there is something wrong, the brain automatically prepares the body to kind of fight it back. And in doing so, you will find that this whole process is repeated again. But does it really help? Now you must be wondering, how does it help? Well, friends, the answer is it doesn't really help. In fact, in the long term, if our body stays in this consistent stressful situation, one common thing you may have also experienced is, like, for example, you may not feel very hungry or your appetite is not there when you are way too stressed or anxious. You have no mood for any good thing you want to do with yourself or your life or even with your partner. All the time, worries keep us occupied. Why? Because the brain inside the amygdala, our deep limbic system, is constantly thinking about that problem where you're stuck in. And the moment you start thinking about your problem, your brain is going back into the same process. It is physiologically running its course of releasing cortisol, the stress hormone in the body, preparing you to move to a safe place. What the brain does not know is that there is no tiger standing outside. You don't have to run anywhere. The solution to that is to find a way out. And to do so, you need to seek support. Because if you continue with your inaction, like thinking, because I find most of my clients thinking that one fine day, somehow, miraculously, I'll be able to resolve this, then my friend, I just would want to warn you not to really trigger anyone's raw nerve or not to kind of scare you. But as I told Amit, I would want to share and repeat the same thing here. Inaction on consistent, persistent stress can lead to dire consequences. And this is the very uh, start, a foundation of being prone to mental health ailments. So if you really, in the long run, do not want to be diagnosed with the GAD, which is general anxiety disorder, or any kind of mental health disorder, take care of your body and understand that your body need to be keep away from getting into that stress mode, because the body is connected to our mind and it just follows its commands. And unless we work on this mental resource of ours, we cannot build our resiliency. I would like to close this session with what I had shared with Amit, that if if we imagine ourselves as, if you see this image here of building or resilience building practice, remember, self-compassion is that brick. It's one of the core of your emotional well-being, your mental health, and your physical health. And it starts from specific to resiliency building, being compassionate and kind towards oneself. So if you also intend, just like Amit, to be more resilient in the distant future, I urge you to practice self-compassion on a daily basis. That's all for today. Thank you.